UFC's the battleground where warriors collide. Die Hard MMA podcast, we won't hide. Clint's gonna get beat, analyze each brawl from the underdogs to the champions standing tall. The fury, let your instincts rise. Feel the adrenaline rush, it's time to defy. Die Hard MMA, we're in it for the thrill. Get ready for the madness. Let's make that bankroll spill.
What is up, degenerates? Welcome to the UFC Shanghai undefeated post-weigh-in show. We are late this evening, and I apologize because I picked just, the worst fight card to be late on for the undefeated post-weigh-in show. Shanghai is in like 3 hours. This is the most obnoxious undefeated post-weigh-in show of all times because we're not even gonna have time to digest the information. I'm gonna do this show and I'm gonna go to bed. And frankly, guys, I can't promise you I'm gonna be awake for the actual fights here on this one. Your boy's getting old. So I've got my Dynasty League fantasy football draft tomorrow. I don't know that I have it in me anymore to pull an all-nighter these days. So I'm going to go to sleep. I'll probably wake up early. I might miss the first couple of fights, but at any rate, we've got a show to do. So I had to be here for you, right? You guys know I wasn't going to leave you hanging. What is going on, Piero? What is up? The It Factor MMA, my guy, Nigel Lee in the house. Zane welcoming in all of the degenerates. A gross infection, my friend. I am so late and I apologize, but we had some family business going on this evening. Good stuff. Had a dinner with the father-in-law and all that kind of stuff. So, definitely had to make sure I came home and checked my box here with my peoples. Couldn't leave my degenerates hanging, but I had to do some family duty this evening. Every once in a while that happens. Zane, never making it live. Glad you made it in here today. Matt, thank you very much. I'm appreciating that. Glad you enjoyed the music. Thomas, what's going on? All right. Let's get it going, everybody. Let's get it going because we got some stuff. We got some stuff to go ahead and talk about this evening, don't we? Let's get this up here for you all. First things first, the undefeated post-weigh-in show and the Die Hard MMA podcast are brought to you by Cloud Bet. You guys, make sure you're checking out the Fight Center over here on Cloud Bet. One of my absolute favorite things about Cloud Bet is that they have got fighter stats built straight on in to the betting platform. Check this out. I click on Johnny Walker's face and you get this awesome little fighter profile pop up. You can see his records. You can see his wins and losses. It's like built-in tapology on these guys. I absolutely love that feature. Make sure you guys are signing up to CloudBet with promo code DieHardMMA for that $2,500 welcome Matt rollout bonus. And make sure you guys are checking out the Fight Center. No, for UFC, you are not late. Welcome to the show. In fact, you guys are right on time. Usually I'm not this late, so I'm the one who's late. I do apologize, but I'm here. All right, let's dig into it. Why don't we? Let's get right on after it. And don't worry, Nigel. I see you there, buddy. I see you. Let's go. First fight of the night. I do have to apologize, you guys. These things are going to be a little bit out of order because for some reason they went top to bottom this week instead of going bottom to top. So the night kicks off with Uran Saltybaliev, Salty Balls himself, coming in at 204. You've got Dier Nurgai at 205.5. And as you can see, our boy Salty Balls is quite a bit larger at this face-off. I'm kind of loving what I'm seeing here. You guys know I compared him a little bit to Mikbek Oralbai, a prospect that I'm very, very excited about, a guy that I really like, who kind of got, off to a bit of a slow start in the UFC. Some very, very sharp people who I know, who I respect, are on the buy low train for Nurgai. However, I've seen the grappling weaknesses, and to my untrained eye, I actually think that Saltybaliev is probably going to have success in the grappling area, much like we saw with Brinson Ribeiro in the last fight. If he sticks to a good game plan, I think he can take this guy down and kind of do whatever he wants on the mat. So I lean towards Salty Balls myself, and this line has crashed towards pick'em here. You have got Uran, who is just the ever so slight favorite. Actually, it's looking like -115, -105 here. They're not giving you plus money on either side of the fence. So if you got in early on Nurgai, buying low on this guy, you seem to be on the right side of things. Now, how does this fight play out? It's probably a gross heavyweight decision, right? It's probably a little bit greasy. It probably goes over. The over 2.5 is a little bit chalked. That is definitely the favorite side of things. They're giving you +111 using Cloud Bet on the under 2.5 if you like violence here in this fight. I would be tempted to run the sub prop here on my guy Salty Balls. He does like his ground and pound, though. I will say he does like his ground and pound. So maybe KO is actually the way to go there, even though, his grappling is really the way he's going to get it down there. He probably looks to do damage. Uran by knockout is +362 using Cloud Bet. Uran by decision is +251. So they're obviously thinking the decision more likely. I would probably agree with that. And if you want to take that long flyer on the sub prop, that's 12-1. So that's where, if you want to get greasy, if you want to get degenerate, that sub prop doesn't sound half bad to your boy. I like taking stabs at those long shots there. But for me, I'll take the big man in the cool hat, right? Like we all know the epic hat equity is something that really works in the UFC. It's been flying high for us. So that's the way I'd be running here on this one. Matt saying insane line for a pick'em. The +5.5 rounds is -185, and the 3.5 is -150. That's crazy. That is pretty crazy, because usually if you've got a pick'em, they make you pay massive amounts of juice for those plus numbers. Colby in the house. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, hoping to wake up to money in the FanDuel account. That's what's up. Hoping to wake up to money in the Cloud Bet account. Michael Perez. You've got me talking Michel Pereira already. Talking Waldo takedowns. That's interesting. That's interesting. And thank you for asking, Michael Perez. The promo code is DieHardMMA, and the link is in the description here. So if you guys check the description of this video, you'll see the promo code and you'll see the link to go ahead and get in there and get signed up. While I've got your attention down there, by the way, these fights start in 3 hours. No, I don't actually have a watch. The fights start in about 3-4 hours, right? We're over in Shanghai this week. So the fights are going to be over 8 a.m.-ish, my time, something like that. In about an hour. God bless us all. We have college football. So you'll have college football on tomorrow. Everybody's excited about that. But for you fight heads, you people who want to get in there and mix it up, and you just need to see more people getting head kicked in the face, check out Spectation Sports. Also down in the link in the description here. Also a promo code, no MMA, just promo code DieHard to get you 20% off when you sign up. They got a double header tomorrow. So tomorrow night, no UFC, but there's 2 shows, not 1, 2 shows on Spectation Sports. So if you need some more MMA action, tomorrow is a perfect day to sign up and see what they've got going on. Next fight, though, for the UFC card here, Zhang Lao and Yong Yu. 136 for Long and 135.5 for Yong Yu. And I will say, Xiaolong looks to be the slightly larger of the 2 fighters. Yong Yu giving him a little bit of the stink eye there. This one's tough for me, you guys. This one's tough for me. Kane, I believe so. It's not US based, so I believe you guys should be okay, but you'll have to check with your own country's rules and regulations. I'm not an expert on Aussie regulations, unfortunately, but I think so. So check it out. Let me know. That's what's up, top. Thank you very much for using the promo code. You are the man. Appreciate you. That's the best way you guys can support me. If I get a sponsor like this and you sign up and you use the promo code, absolutely best thing you can do for me. Help me keep in the entertainment and the free MMA action coming to you guys. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, back to Xiaolong and Su Yong Yu. You know, Su Yong Yu is a guy that I've been kind of like teetering back and forth on. Like, I'm not sure if I like him. I'm not sure if I think he's good. I picked him on Monday. I'll tell you guys that. I picked him on Monday. He's the slight favorite here. And as the week has gone on, this is one of those ones where I know I'm not betting it because I'm getting cold feet. I'm going to flip and I'm going to be wrong, right? Like, so I pick Su Yong Yu. I think he's going to be able to grapple. I think he's going to be able to get top time, but he's been greasing out just like the lowest level fights over anybody. And I actually bet AJ Cunningham against this guy the last time out because that's how big of a bum I think he is. Now, obviously, he's not as big of a bum as I thought he was, but he still might be a bum. So Long Zhao might be the guy who can just come in here and get the dang thing done. At a slight price tag here, I mean, I guess lean dog or pass at this stage in the game, plus 120 using Cloud Bet is the number that we are looking at here. If you wanted to get crazy, I would say Long Zhao by knockout, which is like 9-1 over there. And then I think Yu is probably not going to be able to hit his sub, even though that's what he likes to do. He's been a decision machine in the UFC. So you're getting just a little bit better than even money on him to go ahead and win via decision. So I would be leaning towards the even money decision prop, but laying like minus 135 versus getting a plus 120 decision, that's just gross. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not any good for you. So yeah, gosh dang, I will lean towards Xiaolong at this point. I hate flip-flopping. You guys know I hate flip-flopping, especially when there's no weigh-in. Like, the guy didn't blow weight. I didn't find out anything new. Like, I just am not confident in this fight at all. So I hate being like that. I hate flip-flopping. When you wins, I'm going to be sad when you lose. Don't worry, Nigel. You don't have to be sad about this one. I'm not betting this fight, so don't even sweat it. Let's go. What's up? We've got Bane Speaks in the house. We've got my guy Streamline Gaming. What is up? How you doing this evening, my friend? Matt likes long round 3 or decision, long 2 or 3. We have options. Cardio here. I like it. I like it. Good. See, when people have opinions that I don't, I'm happy for you guys because I've thought myself into a hole on this particular fight. It doesn't do me any good to do much more with this one. But let's keep it rolling because there's another just delicious dumpster fire to talk about here. Yi Jia takes on Weston Wilson, and my God, Yi Jia is 145 pounds, Weston Wilson 146. And the height difference here, I mean, it's comical. It's hilarious how much larger this man is. Yeah, you also have the largest favorite on the board. I talked about this on Monday, and I feel the same way about it. Yi Jia is a 10-1 favorite here, you guys. Yes, he is adorned with the epic headpiece. Yes, he looks awesome. But is this guy a 10-1 favorite? No, never. Against nobody. Weston Wilson, we just saw him fraud check another road to UFC guy via first-round submission. Granted, Yi Jia is probably a little bit better. But yeah, I'm still not doing that here. Like, this guy is not deserving of that price tag at any point in time. You cannot trust Yi Jia at 10-1. Jeka Sergey may be just a little bit worse than Yi, but probably not a whole lot worse right now. At the end of the day, do I think Yi Jia wins? Yes, I do. At the end of the day, do I think Yi Jia tags this kid up and puts him out because he can't strike with anybody? Yes, I do. He's tall. He's got tall man's defense. He doesn't have any durability. He doesn't have any chin. He's not a good wrestler. Like, he'll catch you in a sub if you grapple with him. But that height, dude, look how big he is. It's crazy. So yeah, no, this is under 1.5. This is Yi Jia by knockout. If you like that, this is Weston Wilson round 1 sub Hail Mary and pray. Like, that's all you can do in this kind of a fight. This one's gross. I respect it. If you're taking the round 1 sub poke here on Weston Wilson and hoping he can repeat like he did in his last fight, good luck to you. God love you. I support you. But yeah, I can't get to the window with this one, you guys. This one's disgusting. It's got to be Yi Jia for me, but I'm hardly laying it with road UFC guys period. I'm never laying 10-1 with Road to UFC, guys. Nick, what's going on? The fight is not on right now. We got a couple of hours, but soon, very soon. D, what's up, buddy? Glad you could make it. Good to see you here. Thank you very much for being here, my friend. All right, let's roll it right along. Next up, you have got UFC returning fighter Kyle Dawkins. And my God, is he big? He's taking on Michel Pereira. Pereira came in at 186, Dawkins 185. And geez, Dawkins looks big, man. Like, I know we're dealing with like the resurgence of the UFC's anti-doping, right? We are dealing with the UFC not monitoring people quite as closely anymore. Nobody's popping for steroids the way they used to. Everything's a little bit more laxed now. So maybe he's got some EPO recovery in him. Maybe he's got some new supplements in him that are going to help him out a little bit. He put together a nice win streak on the regionals. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like this is a reminder spot for Michel Pereira. The only problem is I remember Michel Pereira's last fight. I had way too much money invested on him, and he comes out to the walkout, and they have him do like his signature dance. And the dance, you guys, it looks like I choreographed it. Like he goes, elbow, and then he goes, like that. I knew I was dead. I knew I was dead. Like as soon as he came out, it's like, buddy can't even move his feet. There's no break dancing. He ain't spinning. Like there's no jumps. His feet shuffled about. It looked like my white grandparents at a wedding trying to dance to Cotton Eye Joe. Like you're just, yeah, show an elbow. Like that's, oh, it was awful. I was like, oh no. So it pains me to think about potentially going back to the well here with this guy. The thing is, Kyle Dawkins just has no durability. I do not think this guy can thrive at the UFC level because of his defense, because of the way he gets hit, because of the way he just can't hold up to that kind of pressure. Now, if he can grapple here, I actually think he could have some success. They call him the Darce Knight for a reason, right? He can get on top. He can use that size. He can bully this guy around. If he can get a little bit of respect with the hands and then mix up the grappling, all of a sudden we've got a different fight on our hands. And that's what's keeping me from smashing Michel Pereira, because I really did. When I saw this matchup, I just saw it so perfectly clearly that I'm like, Michel is going to flying knee this man in the face. It's going to absolutely remind us who the hell we're dealing with here, and he's going to smash this man. And then I pumped the brakes, and I was like, but wait, what have we seen from Michel Pereira as of lately? They made a real cool movie about his life, apparently, that's on Fight Pass. He's on a boat. Like there's a bunch of videos of him hanging out on beaches that it's like, so he's looked less than great in his last couple of fights here. And he's getting all kinds of extracurricular activities going outside the cage. That's like, man, if this guy ain't locked in, that we already know that he's a lose until he wins type of fighter. Like he can be a little low volume. He can rely on that big explosion. And then if that explosion never comes, it kind of ruins his whole game. So I don't want to be laying minus 250 on Michel Pereira. I do believe that Michel Pereira does win this fight. Matt, I think Dawkins by decision is a real sneaky way to look at this, but I also do think you're kind of counting on Pereira not really having it anymore, right? Like I do think you're counting on Michel doing nothing for the majority of the fight. Dawkins kind of jabbing him and keeping away. Maybe we grapple a little bit and Dawkins is able to roll his way on top. Nigel saying he's not big, he's just tall, and that's fair. That's fair. I mean, he's a very tall, lanky guy. And let's not forget, Eric Anders put this guy in a box one time. So Michel Pereira absolutely can crack him and put him in a box as well. But the one thing I will say, Eric Anders was a huge 185er. Eric Anders started his fight career up at 205 and came down to 185 pounds. He moonlighted up there a little bit, right? Whereas Michel Pereira is kind of a Dricus Duplessis type where he was down at 170. Granted, he was killing himself to make it down to 170, but moving up to 185, he's not the biggest guy at 185 pounds. And if Kyle has made the adjustments, if he has improved in the striking and defensively even just a little bit to be able to win some of these exchanges and moments on the feet, yeah, I'm just like, it's crazy because I've gone around from I'm going to smash fade Kyle Dawkins to, oh my God, oh my God, Kyle Dawkins actually is live in this fight. And that's just kind of disgusting to think about. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want my money back already. So yeah, I don't have a bet on this one, you guys, and I'm probably not going to at this point. I will pick Michelle Pereira. I do think Michelle by KO is probably the most likely outcome, but there's this weird tingle on the back of my neck that's telling me I'm just underestimating Kyle Dawkins. And let me here, just for the official record, right? Let's switch hats for that one. There's a strange tingle on the back of my neck that is keeping me off of the money line here on this one. Considering I might be asleep for the fight, I don't have much issue passing, getting wet feet like that. The Outcast Kid, what's up, buddy? Look, good to see you in the chat. Saying he played Michelle round 1 KO by low spot. I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. Like I said, I think that's very, very live here as an outcome. Next up, you have got Ronghu, and he's taking on Austin Hubbard. 155.5 pounds for both men here. Ronghu does look to be the ever so slightly larger of the two men. Man, this is another one that's really tough because very, very similarly to the last fight, I wanted to smash Ronghu, right? I wanted Ronghu, and I don't know that I can get there anymore. He is a slight favorite in this spot, minus 250, minus 285. Let's see. Cloud Bet has, 1.36 for those of you who work your decimals here. Ronghu is on a solid win streak. However, the losses come straight into the UFC. He got TKO'd by Taco Padilla, which was disgusting. And then he got the big win over Cody Steele. Everybody was so sold on Cody Steele. Ronghu showed some, real improvements there. He's got a ton of experience. And we know that Austin Hubbard can be too low volume. We know Austin Hubbard can be too plodding. We know this guy can get outworked and be overmatched. It's absolutely something that we've seen from him before. So I don't really know that. Man, I just don't trust these road to UFC guys. Like, that's really all this comes down to. That is 1000% all that this comes down to, because Ronghu should win this fight, you guys. He really should win this fight. But Austin Hubbard has solid takedown defense. I could see Ronghu failing on like 5 takedowns, and then we just get this like really close, really shitty striking match. Like that's kind of how I feel this fight goes. I feel like we're going to get a really, really bad striking battle between these two guys, and we end up in like a close, greasy decision. And I'm sure they're going to just, give it to the local guy. They're going to send the fans home happy with the Asian fighters getting the dubs in these types of spots. I can just see it. I can just see it in my mind's eye, clear as day, right? I'm just prophesizing here. I got to pick Ronghu. But I do not like it. I don't like it one bit. Stay humble saying fight starts in 3 hours. Feels weird, right? Like I thought I was going to come home and do the show, come hang out with you guys and get like a power nap, sleep a little bit, maybe miss one fight or something, and then get up to these fights. I thought they were 2 hours later. The fact that they actually start in 3 hours, it's like, fuck. Like, if I want to watch any of these fights, I'm not going to sleep like hardly at all. I'm seriously going to get like 2 hours of sleep, and that's going to fuck me up for like a week. I don't know if I can even manage. I don't know if I can do that. Fight Planet, what's going on? Greetings. Happy to see you here. Thank you very much for joining the show in the chat from Germany. That's what's up, my friend. Hey, if you like your gamblings from Germany, make sure you check out CloudBet. Link in the description below. Promo code DieHardMMA will get you a rollout welcome up to $2,500 in bonuses and free bets. Please check that out. That's the best way that you can support me. But thank you very much for being here. And everybody do me a favor and hit that like button. We're probably going to get a lot of people from around the world right now, because most of these people are up waiting for the fights to happen while the USA people are crashing, except for us crazy degenerates that are here in the chat. Joshua, no way. 11 o'clock already there. See, you're 2 hours different from me here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Top, you got it. I'm never going to leave you guys hanging. Absolutely. Matt saying my head's in the clouds. Little bit. This is what happens when you work 3 jobs. You've had a full day. You spend the night dealing with your family. I love my in-laws. They're amazing, but I still was with them for like an entire night. So I'm just exhausted and I'm like punch drunk at this point, and it's time for me to lay down and go to bed. But instead I'm considering staying up and gambling on fights instead. So yeah, this is what you get. You get what you get with your boy, right? All right, guys, next up, you've got Loner Kavanagh. He's taking on Charles Johnson, 126 pounds. Man, Both guys coming in at 126. Intense face off. Charles Johnson with a significant size advantage, as you guys can see. Look at him. He's just towering up there. Check him out, man. Oof. So I made Charles Johnson my dog of the week. And our good buddy Andrew Babikitis, I think that's how you say that. Andrew from Superbook Sports, the big guy, has come in and bet on Charles Johnson. Now, as soon as he laid down money on Charles Johnson, that number moved in his face. It moved directly in his face right away. Charles Johnson is now a plus 210 underdog. I knew I should sit on this one because Charles Johnson was plus 160, plus 170 earlier in the week. And Loner Kavanagh is a very popular fighter. He's a very exciting prospect. And correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, I may have messed this up, but I believe he's got ties to China. Didn't he have, like, whether it was his regional scene debut or he's like half Asian or something like that? This kid has ties somehow, some way to China. So this is a home game. This is a home game for Loner Kavanagh. Now, Charles Johnson has the height. He's got the reach. He has the pace. He's got the cardio. We have seen Loner Kavanagh tagged, hurt, and we've seen him slow down later in fights. Whereas we've seen Charles Johnson do the exact opposite, where he's turned up in fights and he's TKO'd guys like the freaking little devil machine monster who cannot be stopped right now. Why am I? Josh Van. He knocked out Josh Van in round 3, which is something I never thought I'd say. So you've got to really put some respect on Charles Johnson in this kind of a fight. Now that the price has gone up, I kind of love it. Over on CloudBet, he is plus 225. That's a good number, you guys. I said that this is a trap. I said that this is straight up a trap. I know that they are putting this fight together so Loner Kavanagh on home turf can get a massive win with people from, whatever background he has, his region, can watch him and cheer for him. And that's the idea. They're sacrificing my guy, Charles Johnson. But I actually think Charles Johnson has got the skill set and the ability and the experience to hold tough and dig through this and actually find a way to win this fight. So I think he's going to look better than this plus 225 should suggest. Does he actually get his hand raised in China? That I don't know. He might need a finish to be able to pull that off. I actually think there's a pretty good chance we might see some violence in this fight because Loner Kavanagh comes hard, he comes fast, and he goes early. So when this kid starts banging shots right out the gates, we've seen Charles Johnson tagged and hurt a couple of different times before. So he could get clipped and hurt early, and he is getting older. The damage is starting to add up. That's all stuff you got to be aware of. But then when the fight turns, I actually think that Charles Johnson could find his way to a finish deeper in the fight. I actually think that Charles Johnson could find his way to another second or a third round KO victory the way he did with Josh Van. If he starts working this kid deeper in the fight and he starts getting tired, we could see a finish. So I kind of like fight doesn't go the distance a little bit, not having to pick a side that way. I think that could kind of work. Let's see here. Staying humble, saying to think this is what Europeans go through every week. You guys. This is the Die Hard MMA podcast. I made it with that title in mind. First off, because my last name is McClane, John McClane, Die Hard. Get it? But also because we are diehards. We watch every event. We want to talk about fights. We want to gamble. We're the diehards. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. That's why I named it that. Europeans, the UK fans, I couldn't hold a candle to you guys. If I was in college and every single UFC fight ever was at 2 a.m., I don't think I'd be podcasting about fights today. Let me be real with you. If I was in college chasing girls, going to school, trying to keep my grades up so my parents don't yell at me, I don't know that I'd be an MMA fan because I doubt I would stay up until 2 a.m. to get started in the first place. Now, this version of me already caught the bug. Okay, if I move over to the UK, I understand I'm making that move over there. But before that, we're talking just getting me going in the first place, I don't think I would do it. I really don't. Yeah, Deadbot saying 3 a.m. time to lock in. Oh, man. And yeah, Skullet looks big. He looks really big up there. Definitely got some size. AR, what's going on? Thank you very much for being here. Vietnam says, put some respect on international viewers' names. That is exactly what's up. Nothing but respect for you guys, because I couldn't do it. I mean, especially let's just I gotta pour one out here for the married homies. in the UK. How do you guys find women that let you get away with that shit? Because like my wife used to join me on the couch to watch The Ultimate Fighter, and she'd pass out on me and fall asleep. So I would just sit there and watch it myself until 10 o'clock at night, right? But like even tonight, I got talked to about staying up all night about fights because it's like she knows that's going to mess up my sleep schedule, and she knows I'm going to be cranky, and she knows that I'm not going to sleep well for the next couple of nights. Like if I choose to stay up late for one fight night like this, it's going to ruin the next week, and she's already not happy about it. Like, how do you guys find people who are just totally cool with that every single week? It's insane. Tip of the cap to everybody over there. Absolutely. Doughboy says Loner is too fast for Charles Johnson. Charles starts slow every fight. Very confident in him here. And I agree with that sentiment. That's kind of the thing is Loner's going to come out shot out of a cannon. So I could see him ripping this fight right out the gates. I absolutely could see him winning this fight early. It's going to be up to Charles Johnson to weather that storm and then turn the tables, which again is kind of why I like an under. I kind of think the under is a little bit mispriced here for sure. Let's see here. Adam saying, I think the midnight card here on the West Coast is cool. Yeah, man. If I was, if I was 10 years younger, I would think it was super cool if I was 10 years younger. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's keep it rolling, everybody. Let's keep it rolling. So the next fight up, we have got Mahashhate, and he takes on Gage Young. Now, I shouted out Spectation Sports earlier. Gage Young is a Spectation fighter. So shout out to Gage Young. I love the way he steps in front of people. I love the way he cuts the cage off. I love the way he makes you fight. And that's probably why the UFC has matched him up with Mahashhate. Mahashhate weighed 155, and Gage Young, even being the smaller guy, made 155 and a half. Mahashate's a monster. Look at him. He's freaking huge. I think this is going to be a hell of a fight. And the problem is I'm rooting for Gage Young, but I'm also worried that Gage Young is just going to run into a punch. Like, I'm worried he's going to run face first into a giant Mahashhate counter because Mahashhate absolutely hits like a freaking truck. And he's the slight underdog. You can get plus 130 on Mahashhate right now over on Cloud Bet. The total is ever so slightly juiced to the over, which I kind of think is wrong. I could see either one of these guys landing a KO blow. Gage Young has very fast hands. He's got pop in his punches. Mahashhate, we already talked about the power in his hands. Mahashhate by KO is, holy crap, that's 7-1 plus 702 is what they're giving you over on Cloud Bet. That seems a little crazy to me, you guys. That actually seems a little wild to me. Like, that's a big number. Is that real? Holy crap. I'm going to check. I want to look somewhere else and see if that's, yeah, that's an off-market number. They're giving you some extra sauce over there on Mahashhate by KO. If you guys want some plus 702, head on over to Cloud Bet to snag some of that, because that is, oh baby, that's way better than some of the numbers we're getting over here stateside. They're giving Mahashhate Power way more respect over here on, like, DK and stuff like that. So that's wild. I kind of, again, like maybe taking an under rather than picking a side here in this fight. I picked Gage Young on Monday, and you guys know how much I respect Coach Santino. You guys know how much I respect Fight Ready MMA, and those opinions are kind of opening my eyes a little bit towards the upside here for Mahashhate. And even though I'm with Spectation, I want to cheer for these guys. I want to get them home. I want them to win. And some of these road to UFC guys have all kind of fallen on their faces just a little bit. Man, if you've got a high level coach like that, that's like, like you kind of gotta respect that a little bit. So not that I had a bet on this fight to begin with anyway, but I think I'm ever so slightly leaning the other way to Mahashhate just a little bit, because if you bring the fight to this guy and you force him to bang, like, he can bang. He absolutely can and will bang. And you may not want to bang. Like, once you get this guy banging, you may not want to bang. You wish you had never bunged. Like, so I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning towards Mahashhate at this point. Kind of flip-flopping a little bit on that one. It's a close line. It's a pick'em type fight yet again. And I kind of like that crazy plus 700 on Mahashhate by KO. Doughboy saying Mahashate's just way too hittable. I agree. And that's why, like I said, I kind of like the under. I kind of like the under a little bit on that one. Stay Humble saying, I just know if I stay up, this will be one card I will wake up and see my live leans would have won. Absolutely. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. If you have a card where you stay off and then the next one You like stay completely away from it. You just check marks all down the list. If you avoid a card, you will smash absolutely everything on that card. That's just how it goes. So can we tempt the gambling gods? Like, can we rig this? Can I like sleep through the entire card and then bet on it and just not watch or sweat any of it and wake up and I'll have done better because I didn't sweat it out? Like, maybe it's me, right? Not my money going on the fighters, but me watching that is the jinx. Like, maybe I just have to stop watching the MMA and I'll do I'll do better gambling on it. Next up, you've got the UFC new kid Dilaka coming in at 170 pounds. He's taking on Kefir Crosby, 170 and a half. And Kefir Crosby, very intimidating here at this face-off. Now, obviously, intimidation is not everything. Intimidation is not the only thing. But if you ever watch The Little Giants, you know it's a big factor in victory. You guys, this is one where, once again, I don't trust this kid. I know everybody is super hyped on Dilaka, and I know Kefir Crosby is bad. Don't get me wrong. I know Kefir Crosby is bad. But the dude packs a wallop. He's got such fast hands. And this kid Dilaka will get into a slugfest. He will push for like takedowns that are sloppy, and he doesn't keep people down once he gets them there. And that's kind of the thing. Kefir Crosby has no ground game. And that's where if this kid shoves Crosby over, if he just puts a little bit of weight on him, leans on him just a bit, and gets him to fall over, he will win this fight. But if he doesn't go out there and grapple, I actually think Kefir Crosby can crack him on the feet. I really do. You don't know how many times watching this kid's tape, I've seen him come forward with his hands down and just like disrespectfully start throwing at his opponent, and he'll eat like 3, 4, 5 big shots. And he just will just keep coming forward. He's taken on these little Asian guys that don't have power, that don't have good records, that have not fought anybody. And those are the people he'll just eat those shots and keep coming forward. I don't think you can do that against Kefir Crosby. That sounds like a real bad idea to me. Yikes. So that's kind of my problem here. Kid is hot. Crosby is maybe a bad matchup for him unless this is an IQ test. You guys, this is an IQ test. This kid better come correct. Kefir Crosby is plus 412 if you want to roll the dice on the money line. I don't know why you would, because Crosby by KO is plus 602. And that's definitely a better way to go, because if he wins, it's not going to be a decision. I'll tell you that much. And Kefir Crosby in round 1 is plus 900. So if you're using Cloud Bet, which you should be using Cloud Bet, those are the numbers. That's what you will be getting if you if you try and pull the trigger here on this underdog. Oof. I mean, look at the size difference in the shoulders. Like, look at the size difference in the arms. Kefir Crosby looks like he's going to eat this kid. And there's some, I got to switch hats. There's something. There's something here, you guys. There's something. I'm not sold on this Dilaka kid. I don't know that he's ready for the big show. That's all I'm saying. I need DP for my bunghole. Yeah, shout out Tim. Shout out Timmy Troiano for that one. Dawes says, oh, no way. Sat down for lunch and caught alive. What's going on, buddy? Lunch? Do you see the shadow coming off my hat? Because look at this. Watch this. It is so dark. No, that's thank God for the ring light, right? Now I fucked my camera up. Oh, bad idea. Okay, good. All right, we stabilized. We're all right. We're good. We're good. Oh, you're in Australia. Okay, never knew that. You know what? You might have mentioned that before. I apologize. I forgot you were from Australia. That's on me. That's my bad. Okay. Let's keep it moving, everybody. We are almost to the end of this bad boy. Next up, you have got Sumajir, and he's taking on Kevin Boras. Another decent face-off here. These guys getting into it, getting a little intense, getting spicy. Sumajir came in at 125.5. Very tall, very long, very lanky. Look at him sucked out. You can see those cheekbones in his face cutting his weight down here. Kevin Boras came in at 126. And again, guys, I hate this one. I hate this one so much. You guys know my disdain of Sumajiri. It's one of those things where I don't dislike the guy, obviously, but it's like I found an angle to bet against him. So now I just always want to bet against him. The Matt Schnell submission is the thing that has gotten me in my head about Sumajiri for his entire rest of his run. And I've been successful. I bet on Tim Elliott, bet on Charles Johnson, like just fading Sumajiri has been super easy, super profitable. But the key on those is the grappling. I thought Charles Johnson was going to grapple. He decided to stand and strike instead. And that was almost disastrous. That fight was way closer than it should have been. Mitch Raposo goes out there and strikes with the guy, tries to grapple, but can't. Gave Sumajiri a little bit of a show as far as showing off his improved get up and takedown defense game. The fight was close. It shouldn't have been a split decision. Sue definitely won that fight. And now I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, gosh dang, we are in China. You know, they're trying to do whatever they can for these prospects. Like we can just see it. We can just see it with the matchmaking. They're doing whatever they can to get these Asian prospects up and over as far as these fights goes. So they want Sumajiri to win this fight. And he is the ever so slight favorite in this spot. Sumajiri is right around like, I'll come out to like what? Where'd he go? Oh, some money came in on Sumajiri. He's like minus 175 now. Okay. So that's a bit bigger of a price tag here. Kevin Boras is a guy who I like as far as the striking is concerned. I do like what I see from him. But if this is a pure striking match, like that's what Sumajiri is good at. I said on Monday that I needed to find some tape of this kid grappling. And if I could find some tape that would lead me to believe that Boras would go straight to the grappling and never let off of it, I would bet him. I don't know that I can do that. My guy UFC free bet picks in the house saying Boras to get a takedown is plus 350. And hey, I don't hate that. The thing is, how often does he grapple? Like, I don't know that he's going to come out here and shoot. That's my problem. I like the idea. I like the concept. But I remember when I bet on like Zombie Girl to get a takedown and she didn't shoot a takedown. Like the game plan is right there. Sometimes they just don't choose to take it. And no, I hear you. I actually was going to bring that up for anybody who watched like the UFC Noche card. They absolutely stacked that card top to bottom with fighters that could be beaten by the Mexican fighters, right? That was supposed to be Mexico in all of its glory, and they all got their asses whooped. They went like 1-9. So it does not mean in a contest of punches and kicks, just because someone wants you to fight and they stack the deck for you and they give you an opponent that you should be able to beat, still doesn't mean that you will. If you ass, you ass. The Man Cave, what's going on? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. So I've gone from thinking I probably like Kevin Boras to thinking I'm probably more on the Sumajiri side, which makes me feel just all gross and icky inside. I think the over is probably a half decent look, but that's also very, very price taggy. Minus 220 or so on the over 2.5. I think the prop that I would lean towards is the Sumajiri by decision. If they do have this fight close, I do believe they will give it to him. And over on CloudBet, you can get plus 126. So you're getting just a little bit better than even money on that. And I do think that's probably his most likely path to victory in this kind of a fight, because I do think Kevin Boras is tough. I don't know that he's necessarily going to go down straight away. And I think Sumajiri's going to have to respect the power. That's the other part of this is I fully expect that Sumajiri being who he is, we have seen him kind of scamper away from power shots before. When his opponents threaten him, he is fine to just stick a jab out there and never let you get close to him ever again. And I kind of think that that's how this fight goes. I don't think he's going to engage in a war or like look to land big shots when his opponent can potentially hurt him. You know what I mean? So I kind of like Majiri a little bit the more I look at this thing. But if he grapples, it's just a cheat code, you guys. If Boras comes out grappling, it's a cheat code. Max saying max bet on, I'm sorry, Dier is saying max betting Majiri. Good luck, my guy. Jar says Boras 2-3, which I can definitely get that. Stay humble. Spoiler. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that one. We'll get there. We're almost there. Don't worry about it. Okay, but I want to cue this up here real quick because I have something funny. This is why we do this show, you guys. Next up, we got the big boys. Sergey Pavlovich takes on Waldo Cortes-Acosta. 255.5 for Sergey. 262 for Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Now, I want you to look at this. These boys are toe-to-toe. I don't care who's wearing flip-flops. I don't care. Sergey Pavlovich is the bigger human being here, right? It's not by a lot, But you can see Waldo's kind of tipping his chin up just a little bit. Like he's trying to get his nose up there a little bit higher. Like he's the shorter man. Waldo Cortes-Acosta is the shorter man. And this is why we do this show. Because on Monday, the UFC stats site, what I read out to you guys, is Sergey Pavlovich sits at 6'3", whereas Waldo Cortes-Acosta is 6'4". Why you always lying? Why always lying? Like that's somebody is always lying, trying to be. Bro, you're over 6 foot. You ain't gotta lie about being 6'4", 6'5". Just be real. I know you're in a combat sport, but you don't need to lie to get bitches when you're already over 6 foot. That's some short man stuff. That's Brandon Olivas would lie about how tall he is. Brandon, I love you. I'm totally kidding. All he's got to do is flex his abs back at me, and he already won the argument. He'll invite me to go on a 10-mile run. Like he will win. I promise. I'm just joking. I love Brandon. No, but seriously, Pavlovich is massive, you guys. Pavlovich is absolutely massive. I said I felt like this was a y'all must have forgot type of spot for Michelle Pereira earlier, and then I got kind of cold feet about it. This is a y'all must have forgot spot for Sergey Pavlovich, and I believe it right all the way down to my cojones. Like, I love Sergey Pavlovich this week. I have not locked in the bet just yet, but I'm going to, because I really enjoy Sergey Pavlovich here in this spot. He is a minus 250 favorite right about now. That number's been bouncing around just a little bit, but I think he's justified. I think he's deserved. Like, the only 2 black marks on his record, he got jabbed to death by the longest, tallest fighter in the weight class, in Alexander Volkov, a former training partner who literally knew his weaknesses, who he couldn't close the distance against. And then he got 1-rounded by Tom Aspinall. Like, they went to war. That fight lasted 60 seconds. It's the champ. Okay. Waldo doesn't fight like that. Waldo doesn't have power like that. Waldo can try to Volkov jab, and he's going to lose that because he's got a 4-inch reach disadvantage. That's not going to work. Waldo can try to go power for power. That's not going to work because he doesn't have Tom Aspinall speed or power. And while I worry a little bit about like Pavlovich getting into a heavyweight slugfest, if you're going to go life and death, I'll take the guy who's got rhinoceros blood. Like, this guy is not human the way he hits. I absolutely love Sergey Pavlovich. And I also have kind of a hate watch thing going on with Waldo Cortes-Acosta, because I feel like he's squeezing by in these spots where he shouldn't win. I feel like he lost a couple of those fights, and I just don't think he should have the hype that he has around him, frankly. So I wanted to find a spot to be on the other side of him confidently. I've taken a couple of sketchy spots on the other side of him, and he's made me pay for it. So all credit to you, Waldo. You know, he's doing what he's supposed to. He's doing his job. But I think this is Pavlovich, you guys. I like Pavlovich. I'm going to find a way to play him. It all comes down to what I want to do, and I've got about 3 hours to decide. He's definitely going to be a parlay piece for me. There's a couple of options for the parlay piece closing, but that's been my weakness lately. I will tell you guys. So that's been kind of my issue lately, is that I haven't been able to find the other leg, right? So like a week or two ago, Liz Carmouche in the PFL, she should have been just a straight up max bet, minus 170, minus 185. Like, when I first saw that number drop, I should have pounced and just put everything I had on her. I was ready. And then I waited, and I was like, you know what, though? I'm super confident. I'll just link her up with something else. She'll be a parlay piece. Well, I lost the other leg, right? So I end up not getting anything for my Liz Carmouche bet. Even though I was confident, even though the read was right, I was ready to go. I lost it still. So that's what I'm trying to avoid here. I want Pavlovich. I got to find a safe other line to go with him. And that's where I'm just starting to get a little bit sketched out here. Not all of these spots are great. What's going on, Sammy? Good to see you here. Joshua, what? What'd I say? What'd I do? Jet saying Ronghu, maybe. And yeah, man cave, Pereira was one of the ones I was thinking about. Like I said, I've kind of chilled on Pereira just a little bit. Like, I'm kind of starting to see the Dawis upside just a little bit. Staying Humble said that Liz would have been a good anchor. And you know what? I thought about it. But because I'm in like must-win mode right now, because I'm trying to climb my way back up the ladder right now, I didn't want to go back to the anchor and be wrong again, right? Like, I've only lost 2 anchors all time, but boy, do they hurt when they actually lose. Like, you lose everything when the anchor loses. So I didn't want to do that again. And I wanted to be like 1,000% certain. So that's why I didn't do that, because you're right. Liz would have been a good anchor, but the confidence was shot. Like, I was not ready to go back to putting that kind of money on on a PFL fight, no less. Rick saying I was on Carmouche for 5 units. Yeah, no, you were good. You were good. No, Campbell. I mean, to be fair though, 3 cards ago, if we're going by anchors, like I lost 1, right? Like I hit all the others. Anchors are 8 and 2, right? So it's been profitable. It's been very, very good. It just, I mean, fucking Kevin Holland, man. Like, ugh. Yeah, man cave, right? Yeah, freaking, because I swear, God, I will never live this one down. I truly, honestly believe the Moicano win over Benoit Saint-Denis was a fluke. That's one of those ones where I feel like if you run that fight back 8 out of 10 times, Benoit Saint-Denis wins that fight. I still think I shouldn't have lost that anchor, so I didn't even feel bad about it. The Kevin Holland one was just fucking Kevin Holland. Like, I should have known better. That one's on me. That one's my fault. The other anchors have all been fine, though. The other anchors have all worked out. They've all been great. So, yeah. Just got to be, as usual, just got to be cautious with it. If you're going to take it, you understand what you're signing up for. High risk, high reward. All right, guys. Co-main event. I can't believe this fight is still happening. I cannot believe this fight is still happening. Brian Ortega and Aljamain Sterling. Dear God. So Brian Ortega completely blows his weight cut. He's doing interviews all week and he's saying he's not focused on preparations. He's not focused on his opponent. He's just going to go in there and fight. Wartega, baby. Wartega. And it all sounds good. It all sounds great. It sounds fantastic to cut that clip. But then we get the call that he's headed to the hospital and he passed out during his weight cut and he's not going to get even close to 145 pounds. The fight is off, but we're not stateside. There's no commission here. We're in China, baby. They said, patch that kid up, pump him full of IVs and get his ass in there. Smack it on the way through the door. They made this a 155-pound fight. And Brian Ortega could barely walk to the face-offs, you guys. I mean, this photo right here, it doesn't do it justice. Like, he looks rough. You can see in this photo even that he looks rough. But we're talking, he shuffled his way to face off with Aljamain Sterling. Like, it was the sound clip from The Mummy, the Imhotep. He's a zombie up there, you guys. He is slowly walking his way up to the freaking stage to face off with Aljo. I don't know that I haven't seen somebody look this bad after a weight cut since Julija Stoliarenko fell off the stage. It was brutal. Let me see. I tweeted it. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, yes. Here we go. 1 second. 1 second. I got this. You guys got to see this. All right. Check this. Look at him. He's like limping. I mean, body caved over to one side, limping over there. Oh, my God. Look at him. He almost lost his balance stepping 1 foot in front of the other. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I cannot believe they allowed this fight to go on. I mean, frankly, total tangent here, but the fact that they allowed Amanda Hebos to fight when they knew she was having like concussion issues, the fact that they knew that Bruno Silva was just completely shot and done, and they allowed him to go in there and get killed and have his literal skull caved in round 1. Like, the UFC is doing some sketchy shit lately, you guys. Like, this is the kind of thing where I swear to you, if we were in Vegas, this fight is not happening. We're over in China. No sweat, baby. Move it up 10 pounds. We'll go. I already said that I felt like Aljamain Sterling was the side in this fight, you guys. He is a decent bit smaller. That is one thing that concerns me a little bit here, is because Brian Ortega could potentially move up to 155 pounds if he really wanted to, and they are going to pump him full of whatever he wants, so he's going to be fresh as a daisy tomorrow. He's going to feel good tomorrow. They will give him whatever he needs to get in there and fight, and that's what worries me, because Brian Ortega can fight. This guy is big. This guy is strong. He's got one of the nastiest chokes you've ever seen. And frankly, I'm old enough to remember losing a fight doesn't go the distance bet, because Volkanovski's head was turning purple, and this guy got on top of him and beat him within an inch of his life for 3 straight rounds, and the refs refused to pull Volkanovski off of him. Like, this guy can't be finished. It's so hard to actually take this man out. So Aljamain Sterling is going to have an uphill battle actually finishing this man, even if he is compromised. So Aljamain Sterling via sub is on the table, but I don't know that it's happening. Aljamain Sterling by knockout, that is almost assuredly never happening, right? Aljamain doesn't knock anybody out anyway. So even though it's a 25-minute fight, which gross as that sounds, how are we like, he's really going to have to be so impaired that he falls off a cliff, like with his cardio in the late rounds or something like that. Aljamain sub 4 and 5, right? Like Aljamain round 4, 15-1, Aljamain round 5, 22-1. That's kind of what you're looking at there. I'll bet you it's still an Aljo decision, right? I'll bet you it's still an Aljo decision. Aljo is kind of the short favorite here for me to maybe parlay up Sergey Pavlovich a little bit, fading the god-awful weight cut, fading him just being completely like out of it, not having his heart in it as far as fight or preparation or anything. I think Aljamain Sterling is the side here. And he's probably the favorite that I'll link up with Sergey Pavlovich. That comes out to like minus 147. That's what I'm thinking about. But yeah, see, and Jared, that's the thing. I kind of think under as well. Like I kind of, because of the whole weight cut thing, I feel like he'll maybe go for it, like really go for it, but then also kind of throw in the towel, right? Like if Aljo shows him the door and he's beaten up after 2 rounds, I don't know if he's going to hang around for 15 more minutes after going through this. I don't know if his body can. Usually Brian Ortega has no problem doing something like that, but after this, I'm not convinced he will be able to survive that. So yeah, I kind of think under is maybe the move, but I think more often than not, Aljamain Sterling is just the move. And yeah, Rick, they don't care about the health whatsoever. They're saying Aljo at minus 450 is unbettable, and I kind of get it. I mean, I kind of do, but Brian Ortega is a jiu-jitsu guy who will welcome the grappling. And if he's going to welcome the grappling with a guy like Aljo and he's compromised, I don't think that's great. You know what I mean? Brian Ortega notably has a 55% takedown defense. And even though Aljamain was going up against a guy like Calvin Kattar, who didn't do, super well against him, he landed 8 takedowns in that fight. 8 takedowns at 145 now, I guess 155 pounds. Aljamain Sterling's got way more juice than he had when he was at 135 pounds. Like he was gassing out badly doing that kind of stuff down a weight class. Up with that extra weight on, not having to suck his body out, not having to grind himself all the way down there, I think he's probably a little bit better off. So I'm thinking Aljo. Plus Pavlovich is maybe the bet that I'm going to make here. Dawes saying Aljo 4-5 is like 15-1. Yeah, worth a sprinkle. They're saying I like Pav and Ronghu. Yeah, I can't blame you there. I can't bring myself to bet Ronghu, man. That's really all it comes down to. All right, guys, it is about that time, meaning we are almost done with the show. So shout out one more time. The podcast is brought to you by Cloudbet. Make sure you guys are checking out Cloudbet. Get signed up. As you can see, I should have already closed this here for you. Check that out. They have fight stats built into the fight center when you get over here for these UFC and PFL fights. And then when you click into the fighters, you've basically got a Tapology or a SureDog or whatever built straight into the platform for you here. You can look back on their record. So there's a whole lot of awesome tools that help you to bet these things. And then once you click into the matchup, this is where your props are all going to pop up and you can see everything here. You've got everything you need, finished props, decision, submission, all the good stuff. When you sign up using promo code DIEHARD MMA, there's up to $2,500 in a rollout welcome bonus available there to you guys. And then I believe your first bet actually is a sweat-free bet. Check it out when you sign up. Check it out. I do think that we are going to get some people interested here. So sorry about that. Got to clean up my chat for a second. Get the fuck out of here. All right. So the next fight is our main event of the evening, you guys. And it is none other than Johnny Walker. And he is taking on Zhang Mingyang. Wow. Zhang Mingyang is a guy that I've had my questions about. I've had serious questions about Zhang Mingyang. But the UFC is doing what they can here. He's a big, mean dude. He's not as big as Johnny Walker, though. Johnny Walker is a massive man, and he's in some serious shape. Look at him. He took this fight camp seriously. You guys know, I don't know if you saw the big guy from Superbook Sports. He did come in here and he did bet on Johnny Walker, which I can respect. I see the vision because Mingyang Zhang is being set up in this spot to come in here and knock out Johnny Walker for certain. But I've seen this guy get a little crazy. I've seen this guy make mistakes. The clip going around for him losing. What's that guy's name? Not Azmat Murzakanov. Not what's the dude's name? Moserov, the absolute fraud that made it to the UFC, knocked Mingyang Zhang out. So I'm just saying Zhang is not who people think he is, right? He can beat Johnny Walker, but I don't think he's who people think he is. The round one under 1.5, it's minus 315. Just to get under 1.5 is damn near, it's over minus 300. That's insane. Now, I think Johnny Walker has to grapple. I think he has to grapple. I think he should grapple. I'm very tempted to bet the takedowns. He's working with his brother, right? He knows he can't handle that chin. Have you guys seen the clips of Johnny Walker? Like he didn't have a chin before he ever made it to the UFC. There's that clip of him getting knocked out like 5 times in a single fight. So like his durability is a massive question mark. But there's videos circulating of him with like headgear on in training getting damn near knocked out. So like you're wearing boxing gloves and head padding and you still can't take power shots. Like I really feel like the UFC is throwing Johnny Walker to the wolves here in this spot. Like sink or swim, bitch. You know what I mean? Like this is absolutely a moment where he probably shouldn't be fighting anymore. I know I love the guy. I know he's super entertaining. I wish he could stay around forever, but we've seen what it looks like when this guy gets cracked by somebody with decent power and hand speed. Above the clouds, why are you so excited for me to bet Johnny Walker? What do you mean stop beating around the bush? If I was going to bet anything on this fight, it would be a Johnny Walker sub or it would be Johnny Walker takedown props. I don't think I can do the money line. I can't do it. I want to fade Mingyang Zhang, you guys. I really, really do. But I just don't know that Johnny Walker can survive one punch anymore. I mean, really, even if Walker comes out with the right game plan and he puts a singlet on and he shoots on a double leg, all it's going to take is one uppercut from this guy. If he knows what he's doing, one knee, one uppercut, and that's it. The fight will be over. Like, the rules where we don't bet on bad fight IQ and we don't bet on bad chins. I can't get there with Johnny Walker. Yeah. Imminent with the quote of the day. On a stay off card, this is one of the most stay oftenest of stay off fights. Abso-freaking-lutely, Hippo. Couldn't have said it better myself. I do think this is going to be Mingyang Zhang in round 1. I fully expect him to complete the prophecy. But the chaos, I want to see Johnny Walker win, you guys. I really want to see Johnny Walker win. I am tempted on that takedown prop. One takedown is like plus 200, plus 225. Johnny Walker to get one takedown is plus 200 or plus 225. And I kind of like that. Johnny Walker by sub, which would be, the tinfoil hat play of the week, right? That would be the wild one for us here. Walker by decision is plus 1270 on Cloudbet. So if you guys want a piece of that action, that's where you go for that one. I'm probably going to keep it high and tight for this one, you guys. I'm probably going to keep it high and tight for this one. Super sketched out card. Yeah, they're saying Walker by heel hook. We've seen that one before. I freaking love it. Yeah, Vietnam saying if the trend continues, us thinking Walker is 2-shot means he'll have a giga chin today. I mean, that's how it always goes, right? As soon as, literally, for me, for me specifically, as soon as I write people off, that is when they show me everything I've been talking about for the past 3 or 4 fights, right? That is literally me to a T. Johnny Walker is coming off back-to-back KO losses. Granted, Ozdemir and Ankalaev. This is a massive step down in competition, you guys. When he gets a step down in competition, Anthony Smith wins a decision. Paul Craig knocked him out. Kutalaba choked him out. Like, this guy is very dangerous. He lost to Jamal Hill, who in his prime was championship material, right? So this guy is not a bad fighter. You go back before that, Nikita Krylov, Corey Anderson. He was the Bellator champion. He's the champ over at PFL right now. Like, Johnny Walker can beat these guys. Mid to lower level guys, Johnny Walker can beat these guys. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Johnny Walker comes out and wins this fucking fight here tomorrow in a couple of hours. I would love to see it. Yeah, Hill was a bit overrated. We know that now, but also Hill was never the same after that knee injury. Hill was a much better fighter before his knee blew out, and you can't argue that. Like, the fight with Glover, he was a different person on that night. Like, he's not that guy anymore. So, the injuries do things, unfortunately, and sometimes the body doesn't respond or come back the way it was. You see it in other professional sports too. So can't knock Hill for that one. I don't know that he was fully overrated. I actually don't think he ever got the respect he deserves. Now he's probably a bit overrated, but yeah, I think that's some wear and tear talking. Let's see. Yeah, Gamblestein saying Zang lose to a guy who faked his record. Exactly. It's possible, man. I'm just saying it's possible. All right, guys, that right there is the Undefeated Post Weigh-In Show. Like I said before, you guys, please check out Spectation Sports. The link is in the description below. Promo code DIEHARD gets you 20% off. There are no fights tomorrow night because the fights are in about 3 hours. So if you want some MMA action, this is the weekend to do it. Jump in feet first. There's going to be not one, but 2 different events on Spectation Sports. So if you've got nothing going on tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, check it out. Promo code DIEHARD will get you a break on that sub. Also, please check out Cloud Bet. You guys, like I mentioned, links in the description below. Promo code DIEHARD MMA gets you that rollout welcome bonus. I believe your first bet is a free bet. Check the terms and conditions. But big time bonuses available to DIEHARD fans for doing it. My guy, appreciate you for being here. Appreciate all you guys for staying up with me, especially if you're stateside. And hey, enjoy your breakfast, enjoy your lunch. All of those of you who are in different parts of the world, I appreciate you guys being here too. We are this close to 1,000 viewers on a Friday show. You love to see it. Absolutely love it. Thank you all so much for the love and the support. I will be posting up my picks here. I'm going to have to do it tonight, obviously. Usually I wake up and have my breakfast. I have my caffeine, and then I put all my plays out. I'm going to have to get that shit bottled up and out to you guys here in just a couple of minutes because fights are going to be on before I wake up. I'm probably going to fall asleep. I don't think I'll catch the beginning of the card. So not a whole lot of live betting opportunities for your boy this week. I hope you guys absolutely smash tomorrow, and we'll see you on Monday. No fights next week. No UFC next week, but we'll still have a show on Monday. We'll still hang out. We'll still talk. So come on back. Get subscribed. Love you guys. Good luck. Let's roll.